Alright, welcome to this review, everybody. And today, we're gonna talk about a very interesting Decepticon, Predacon, whatever he goes by, honestly. We're gonna talk about the spider-like creature known as Tarantulas. Now, this one was highly suggested from a few people that I did ask, and so we're gonna go about it like that. Now, Tarantulas, he's a very interesting character in this, and it kind of makes me sad that he's not a Predacon in this show. Kind of weirded that he said Decepticon, but okay. Now, Tarantulas is a very introverted scientist. I mean, that's what all scientists, or that's what some scientists are, really. Good example would be TF Prime Ratchet. He is very much so an introvert. Now, Tarantulas, I like that they kept his his awesome design from Beast Wars. I was really happy about that. I was really worried that they were going to change him up a bit when I saw him in the trailer, but then I kind of got a closer look, and yeah, it doesn't look too bad. It actually looks pretty good. I love the way his mandibles kind of move whenever he talks. I think it's a lot more creepier, though, than Beast Wars. Not gonna lie. Because, well, in Beast Wars, he only has like a few parts of the mandibles that do move, while in Earthspark, you got all the mandibles. It is ridiculously creepy. And you're attacking somebody that has arachnophobia. Like, hot damn. Now, Tarantula's accent was kind of a shock to me. I was not expecting him to be, from what I can hear, is British. And I was more like expecting him to go back to like his hissing kind of way of talking and not this British American kind of way, if that makes any sense. But I'm sure it shocked a lot of people, especially ones that grew up or watched the Beast Wars as of late. Just the voicing is completely different, but it's not terrible. You eventually do get used to it. It did take me a couple watches to actually get used to it, and it's not terrible. It really isn't. Now, Tarantulas, I don't know. In a way, he has like this kind of father vibe a little bit. I think it's mainly the way that he interacts with Nightshade. Now, him and Nightshade, I think are a pretty cool duo. I'm not gonna lie. And like them working together to get this machine working was actually a really cute part of the show that they did. Like, just two scientists headbutting each other. It was just fairly cute. Especially when they had, like, their disagreeing moments while the music was kind of playing. It was fairly cute. Now, from when Tarantulas assumes that Nightshade has been a prisoner their whole life, or while these two were talking, that kind of brought out the dad vibes with Tarantulas, because that just reminded me that Tarantulas isn't always a bad guy. Like, yeah, in Beast Wars, he was a terrible freaking villain. He was horrible. And I was very happy that he died. But this one was different. This one, it was the way he treated Nightshade. It wasn't like I don't think he would ever treat anyone the same way that he treated them. And I actually like this take with him. Like, this take with Tarantulas is new, and I love it. It really goes with the character. And, like, just, oh man, that battle with Nightshade and Tarantulas, that was awesome. Like, with Owl, with Tarantula, it was just, oh my god, I really cannot fathom. I can't really say, like, words. Just, every time I see that battle, it's just awesome. The choreography is ridiculous. And the way Nightshade, even though Nightshade has never fought before, just as soon as they transformed into the owl, oh man, that was ridiculous. It really got my blood boiling, like in a good way. Like, it was just so good. And man, just then when Tarantulas realized his error, it, I don't know, it brought something out in him. And then when he realized that Ghost was coming, he wanted to bolt. But then he realized that everyone, especially Dorothy, was running from Ghost. And he wanted to help them. And yeah, his machine may have broke, but without Nightshade there, he wouldn't have gotten he wouldn't have got it working in the first place without them. And yeah, like, it's just, man. But when he wanted to sacrifice himself to protect his new friend, that was an epic moment for Tarantulas. 100%. Like, he wanted to help, and it was in the same way or similar way that Nightshade was helping him. And he wanted to give back. In a way, he paid it forward. And that's a good way of going about it. Tarantulas, it really made me upset when he ran off playing the diversion, because I honestly had a feeling that he was not going to come back. I actually assumed that they were going to kill him on sight. I was amazed that they didn't. But what makes me worried is when we see the cages at Ghost headquarters, we see every other Decepticon except for Tarantulas. And that gives me two things to think about. The first one is they moved him to a separate part of the facility in his own cell without collaborating with his other Decepticons because, well, he is a freaking scientist. He can probably get out at some point. And theory 2 is, I really hope that this is not true. There's a good chance that he died at the facility. Now, we know that Mandroid has been using Decepticons as test subjects. And he doesn't care if they die. He doesn't. So, because he's been collaborating with Ghost for how long, we don't know. We only found this out due to the recent episode. But there's a chance, and I hate this thinking, there's probably a chance that he used tarantulas as a test subject and he did not come back. I really hate to think that, but that might be true. Because we don't see him in those cells. But that's why it's a theory. We have the next few episodes coming out Friday. I am hoping that he is in those episodes, or in one of them at least. I need to know if he's okay. Tarantulas is probably one of my favorite characters out of this whole series. He is just very loving, and it is very hard to hate him. I tried to hate his guts, and yeah, that did not work. But I just hope that the season finale gives this whole series or this whole season justice. Some of the episodes were kind of meh, not gonna lie. Like, for instance, Necessities. Or I think it was actually called Bare Necessities, I can't remember. But that one was, it was kind of meh. It was cute for, like, a little Mother's Day episode, even though it came up before. But I don't know. The bear thing kind of, I think just kind of made it a bit boring, not gonna lie. But we got to see a bit of Dorothy's, battle skills a little bit, which was awesome, by the way. But that was probably the point. It was probably like to show off like her skills, well, her leg without the prosthetic, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people wondering how far up does that prosthetic go. But considering that the knee is gone, it probably goes up pretty far. Like, probably just, just by looking at her in shorts. But that's another thing. I like the fact that they're bringing in prosthetics. They're bringing in disabilities that aren't normally shown, and I like that. I just hate Mandroid's lie behind it, but otherwise, I like that they're doing that. I like the disabilities that they're bringing in, prosthetics, hopefully wheelchairs, just like they did with Chip in G1. But yeah. Anyway, that was my Tarantulas review. There wasn't really much to be said, unfortunately, because he was only in one episode. I really hope my theory about him being dead isn't true. I just hope that he's just in a separate, secure part of the facility, and not being used. Now, yeah. So, again, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I will have the Optimus one out first, and then this one will be out a day after. So anyway, you guys have a lovely day, and stay cool.